Hi YouTube, it's Missy and I am here bringing you guys a life update. We're just going to jump right into it. I am fresh out the shower, y'all, and I just really decided to do a life update today. Since I've been posting back on YouTube, it's like been on my mind to do a life update because I was once on YouTube and it was going really well. I was having like collabs with companies and I was gaining a lot of supporters. You guys were messaging me on Instagram and stuff. And then I completely went ghost. And now that I'm back doing YouTube, it just kind of feel like I don't know you guys, and better yet, y'all don't know me. So it's like I'm picking right back up where I started. Like I'm picking right back up where I left. But the only problem is I'm not where I left. Like in my life, I'm not where I left off. I'm not the same person that I left off. I'm nowhere near doing the same things that I used to do. Like I'm just totally different. And that's because it doesn't feel like I've been gone that long, but I've been gone for about 2 years. I just feel like, I'm really getting back into my groove, and I don't want it to feel like we don't know each other. So I just know I would feel better making this video and putting this out there for anybody who wants to see or who wants to really know, like, who is this girl? Just put it out there, because if you might think you know me, but you don't know me. All of my in-person supporters, like, I'm just not the same girl, and it just would make me feel really good to just put it out there about how much I've grown, how far I came, the things that I'm into nowadays, what I'm doing nowadays, just stuff like that. And this is also good for myself to look back at me when I'm like 25 and it's like, dang, I was 20, So that leads us right into this video, basically. My name is Missy. I still go by Missy, but my real name is actually Avriel. That's why my YouTube channel is called Avriel Essence, aka It's Missy. I am 20 years old. My birthday is June 19th, which makes me a Gemini. If y'all know anything about Geminis, we are the realest sign on the earth. I don't care what no one says. Everybody can agree that Geminis are real, but also people also agree that Geminis are two-faced. And the only reason why we might come across as two-faced is because it's true. We do have multiple personalities, multiple people living inside of us, but it's for the good. We can have a bad side, good side, silly side, mad side, boring side, fun side. We just got a lot of different sides, and it takes certain people to be able to understand us and be able to relate to us and just let us be ourselves freely. And if you're not one of those people, then we'll let you know. I am a girl who simply likes to smile, laugh, have fun, make memories, and enjoy life. Like, to sum it all up, that's literally who I am. Like, I'm big on having fun with your friends. I'm big on just living your life to the fullest that you could possibly live it to. Some people haven't learned yet that we live in a 3D world, and it's so easy to get caught up in, I have to pay this, I have to pay that, my credit has to be good, I have to be financially stable, I have to do this and I have to do that. And I've been caught up in that lifestyle as well. I'm only 20 years old, so I'm still growing. Like, I haven't mastered it either, and sometimes I find myself getting caught into that. But something that I did learn was that this is a 3D world, and nothing matters more to me than having internal peace and just like genuinely being happy. Like, I don't want to look happy. I don't want to. That's the thing. I don't want to look happy and not be happy. I genuinely have to be happy. So I am someone who just wants to do what makes me happy, I want to be around people who constantly make me happy. I don't want to be around people who one day you spark a bad emotion, or I'm constantly on an emotional roller coaster, or you're constantly on an emotional roller coaster. I really just been learning that about myself. Like, I'm not really one of those people who wants to be around that anymore. I also am someone who I'm just striving to be a better me. But I've been watching a podcast lately, And honestly, striving to be a better you, like quote unquote how I just said, it's also still not the good way to go. Because if you're constantly striving to be a better you, then when are you going to be the better you? You know what I'm saying? If you're constantly saying, oh, I'm just trying to be a better me, I'm just trying to be a better me, then you're constantly critiquing yourself, trying to make adjustments. And, you know, sometimes it's just okay to just be who you are, flaws and all, you know? So I've also been learning that. I've been growing spiritually, mentally, and just really trying to find balance between my work life, my personal life, my fun life. I'm someone who really wants to be successful. So I will push myself 7 days a week. But just recently experiencing burnout, I am learning that I cannot do that. You know, I can't do that. So I am learning how to make more intentional steps. I think that's how I can say it. Like, I'm doing things more intentional instead of just doing things. So I'm making more intentional moves that I know will bring me a result sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? I don't have much friends. I used to have friends. I don't have much friends anymore because I outgrew some. Some might have let me go. I'm learning that from like when I was a little bit younger, some friends that I lost, I just blamed them a lot and it wasn't their fault. Like, I've grown so much to the point where it's like I was a terrible friend back then because I wasn't self-aware. I just really I just really was a terrible friend. I wasn't self-aware. I wasn't considerate. I was a horrible friend. And now that I've grown to be more self-aware, to be more considerate of others, to, you know, be like giving, like, oh, I want to give you a gift for your birthday. Like, I didn't even give gifts for birthdays and stuff. Now that I've grown to really be that friend that I would want back, I understand why I lost friends along the way. So it's like now that I am like that person and I'm this growing person and I'm just this person I am today, I'm like outgrowing so many people that is crazy. And it's crazy, but it's beautiful because I'm I'm 20 years old and I am just really, really, really on my own little journey here. And I'm really not the type to really get emotional on camera. But when I tell y'all that I've been wanting to do this life update, like I've been knowing that I need to do this life update. And I just haven't done it because I just haven't felt like it was the time to. And honestly, I really been, you know, just really getting back into it. And it just doesn't feel right to keep going without doing a life update. Because some things that I talk about, you know, it's just kind of hard to talk about it on my channel when you guys might not even know what I'm talking about because you guys don't know. Like, you just don't know. But yeah, like, I've been meeting people, I've been letting people go. I've been really like understanding what people mean when they say, you know, everybody can't go with you. Like, you can't take everybody to the top with you. And I just been facing that like face first, like head on, like, yeah, this is what they mean, you know, and that's okay. I have to constantly tell myself like that's okay because that comes with growth. That means that you're growing. That means that you're moving up. You're not moving back. The things that you might have did last weekend, you don't want to do that this weekend because you don't like that anymore. I'm constantly growing. I'm constantly reaching to grow, and it's not anything wrong with that as long as it's healthy growing, you know. So I really just been proud of myself for that. Let's talk about this like break. Like, so 2 years, like about 2 years ago was when my channel started taking off and I was getting like brand deals and I was getting a lot of supporters, and you know, I was just really bonding with my supporters. And then I got into a relationship that had a lot of red flags going into it. But I ignored them because that's just what you do sometimes when you're young. I was 17. I was 17. That's just what you do sometimes when you're young. It was exciting. That's what it was. It was just exciting. So I really ignored all of the red flags that God was sending me, and I got into this relationship, and the relationship, it was up and down, up and down. And next thing I know, I am not doing what I was doing. Like, I'm not posting on YouTube anymore. I'm getting into my family. I'm just doing a lot of stuff that really was taking me further away from where I was needing to go. And I don't blame that on the relationship. I don't blame that on the person. I don't blame myself. I just blame that on life. Like, that's just what happens in life. You have to go through things to grow through things. You have to go through things to grow. Period. Point blank. And I was pretty stagnant for those 2 years. I wasn't posting on YouTube, which means I wasn't getting brand deals. Yeah, but in those 2 years, I had went to school to get my nail license, so I am a licensed nail tech. Within those 2 years, I got blessed with my mobile spa bus from my mom. She gifted me a mobile spa bus, so that is my business. I am a licensed manicurist, and I also am a entrepreneur, and I have a mobile spa bus. I do kid birthday parties and ladies' nights and other little cool things on the bus. So y'all can go check out that video. That is a video that I did post on my channel. Y'all can go check out that, but that's neither here or there. I'm going to get into that topic a little bit later. I'm just trying to take it a little slow. But yeah, when I fell off of my stuff, I was just really distracted in a very toxic relationship. It showed me what to look for, what I wanted to deal with and what I didn't want to deal with, what was worth my energy, what wasn't worth my energy, and better yet, like, to know when to let go. Like, I could have been let go, but I chose not to because I was just young, When you're young and, like, you think that you're in love, like, that's just what happens. And, like, soul ties are real. So I was experiencing, like, my first soul tie. I was experiencing my first trauma bond. Like, it was just a lot of stuff that goes into that. So I was really going through it for, like, 2 years. That was a relationship where, like, you are in a relationship, but you feel, like, super alone. I never really went through depression until these past 2 years of my life. Like, I was in a bad relationship. I started to get into it with my family, and I moved to Florida. So my mom moved me and my brother, and we all moved to Orlando, Florida. We were out there for a good year. And while I was out there, I was making new friends. I was really happy to be out of my hometown because I just felt like it was really a new beginning, to where I could do new opportunities. And I was just really glad to be out the city. So at this point, I'm in a really toxic relationship. I am getting into with my family. I live in a city where I have no friends. So it was rough. Like, I really started to go into, like, a kind of a depression state, to where it forced me to meet God. I already knew who God was. I already believed in God, but to really have a bond with God is a whole different thing. So with me going through it with my ex, it is what first triggered me to start searching for God, because I started going through with my ex, and then I hit, like, a really hard rock. Like, we hit a really hard rock in the relationship, and it made me say, forget everybody. Forget everybody, forget everything. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to go nowhere. I don't want to see nobody. I was literally isolated. But this was before I moved to Florida. So let me slow down. I just keep chatting and stuff. But this is before I moved to Florida. So I was just like, I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to do nothing. I was very sad for a good, like, 3 weeks. And then I stopped being sad. And I simply just didn't want to be bothered, So at this point where I just didn't want to be bothered, I was single. Me and my ex had broke up. I was single. I wasn't in communications with anybody, barely even my mom and my brother, and we lived in the same house. I literally would journal how I felt. I literally would pray, like, write down my prayer, and I would just read the Bible, and I would just really speak with God and just pray to God for, like, just things, you guys, like things to help me like mentally and eternally to get through like what I was going through. And it helped, y'all. Like it really started to help. I really started feeling like God was present with me. So I instantly, like, I started feeling better. So next thing you know, I was happy and I was okay with being alone and being by myself, not speaking to anybody day in, day out. I wasn't speaking to anybody. I wasn't going nowhere. Actually, I was going on a solo date. I have a vlog on here when I went on a solo date for the first time. Y'all can go check that out. Like, I went on a solo date. I was just good, y'all. I was just really good with just being in my own circle, my own bubble. And I didn't feel alone because at that point I had invited God to come in and be my friend, you know? So it was like really crazy. So then, you know, my past relationship had came back around and we ended up getting back together. And that whole work that I had just put in, it had went out the window, you know? Stuff started to go back downhill. I started to be a little sad again. I felt a little bit lonely again, but this time it just was different because I did meet God. So although I was back with my ex and I knew that he didn't approve of it, he was still here, but at this point he was in the background. But at this point I met him, so it was easier for me to go find him again and, you know, reconfide in him, reestablish like what I had already established. You know, at this point I'm just growing because yes, I knew that I met God and I'm literally like, he's releasing me from all that other, you know, energy, any bonds, any battles that was going on in the field. Like, he was releasing me from that. And when my past relationship had came back around, it was like I had the choice to either say no, I'm going to stay on this path that God is helping me on, or I'm going to say, God, I'm going to put you over here and I'm going to go back to what I'm comfortable with. And at the time I was young. I had turned 18, so at this point I'm 18. And I went back to my relationship because, like I said, when you are in love, like, you just don't know no better. So that's what I did. And at this time, y'all, I knew that that's what that was. It was like either you pick God or you pick this. And I kind of knew, but I didn't know. Like, I would Google, like, oh, is God testing me? Or, like, I would ask my mom, like, do God give you tests? And, like, nobody really had an answer. So I just figured it out myself. And true enough, that was definitely a test. So anyways, yeah, so at this point I'm back in a relationship and then I moved to Florida, y'all. So I'm in Florida, I'm getting to know my mom. I'm just really depressed. Like, let's just say I was really, really depressed. But since I'm in Florida, you know, I'm meeting new people. Like, everything is looking a little bit better, you know. So I'm in Florida. I'm getting up. I'm really just getting back to myself, like trying to find myself, like trying to just get back to myself, trying to figure out what I like, just trying to like really finagle some things out. So while I was in Florida, I was out in Florida for a year. I could say my experience out there was really good. I had a good time. I met people. I won't say I met like great people though. Like, they were cool, but they still wasn't my cup of tea. But it was a good experience to have. So yeah, I was cool out there. And then we moved back home a year later. And in the time while I was in Florida, I did completely end my relationship, my toxic relationship. I completely ended that. And the year that I was in Florida, like while I was out there, I really connected back with myself, really connected with myself really good. I let go completely of my toxic relationship. I started making healthy relationships, creating healthy boundaries, starting to figure out what I wanted, what I didn't want. Everything was really just starting to really go back for it at this point. And in Florida, it just helped me really just figure everything out. So now I am back here 1 year later after Florida. This is 2 years off of YouTube at this point. And I am back in Cleveland, Ohio. I am really, like, I don't deal with any toxic things in my life. As far as my relationship with my family, you know, we've figured some things out. We've communicated better. We still have very much humps in the road, but we are in business together. Like I mentioned, I have a mobile spa bus that my mother gifted to me. So we do business together. And then we also have a mobile game truck. So we have like a whole family business, like a real deal family business. So I really been trying to figure out my way with that. You know, it's different being in business, but then it's also very much different being in business with your family. So I've been having to figure that out. But I've been doing a pretty good job. And my family been doing a good job trying to figure everything out, trying to work with each other. I am in a relationship. I am in a healthy relationship now. So that's really good. And like outside of that relationship, I'm in a healthy relationship with myself, and I'm in a healthy relationship with God. There's nothing better that I could really ask for when it comes to relationships. As far as friendships, I know what I want in a friend. I'm still trying to find that. At this point, it's like, here you are, right? So this is like normal, you know, your childhood friends, you know, this is just you before you start growing, right? This is you when you like reach where you're going. I'm literally like right here in the middle. Like I am not where I was at when like my people, like when people really knew me. Like I'm not here anymore. I'm also not at the top. Like I'm not at the finish line, but I know that I'm in the middle. So this is where it gets lonely. Like that's where everyone talks about it gets lonely. Right there in the middle, it just really gets lonely when you on your route. So yeah, it's pretty lonely. It's pretty lonely here, but I know my girls, they waiting for me at the top. So that's just, you know, where I'm headed to. I'm being patient, you know, I'm trying to be patient. I have my partner that helps me. So I'm not that lonely. I'm really not that lonely. But yeah, I have a dog. This is my puppy. Her name is Nami. She is a Morkie. She is 7 months old now. Well, 6 months. She's going on 7 months this month. Her birthday is March 18th. Yeah, her birthday is March 23rd. No, March 24th. Her birthday is March 24th. And she's going on 7 months. I love her. This is literally my daughter. I definitely couldn't ask for a better child. That was my birthday gift this year. But yeah, so let's talk about where I am at in life now. So where I'm at in life now, I'm 20 years old. I'm just trying to find, you know, my balance. So I'm finding my balance right now. I don't work for anyone else. I only work for myself. So I've been trying to figure that out a little bit. You know, I've been working on money management. You know, it's different from going from a job where they're paying you, so you know, like your hourly wage, you know what you are going to make, to being your own boss. I am in charge of what I make. I'm in charge of how many parties I book. You know, it's just different. So you have to manage your money better. So I'm working on my money management. I'm working on just having a routine. Actually, this week I've been vlogging, like trying to find my routine. So I'm gonna post that. But I've been working on like just trying to have a routine, like finding my routine, just finding out what works for me, what doesn't work for me. I've been really just navigating through my 20s, navigating through the real world. My 20s are just now starting, and I can honestly say like it's not bad. Like it's definitely what they said. Like 20s are hard, I can already tell, and they just started. But like also pick your battles. So I'm just glad that I am a person who knows how to learn the lesson when it's presented to you. I don't take anything too harsh. Like anything I've ever been through, even like when I talk about my toxic relationship, I don't regret it. I learned from it. I learned my lesson from everything that I've ever been through. I've been through so much, and I've learned my lesson. I've learned the lesson that it was like why I went through that. I understand everything why I went through that, to where I would never go through that again. I understand why I went through that. I don't regret why I went through that. That's something that I live by. I would never regret anything that I ever done, did, said, or went through, because it's always a reason. So yeah, at this point I am just really working on my values. Like I am working on the things that really are going to matter when I turn 30. Like knowing money management. I'm working on teaching myself like knowledge. People can't take that from you. I'm working on discipline. I'm working on consistency. Like those are values that add to you, that makes up your character. Like I'm really just working on my characteristics. You know, I want to be that great friend that you could rely on, that's going to come through every time to any event that you're having, with gifts, with whatever, you know. I'm also like that free soul. Like I'm going to go have fun. I'm going to turn up. Like, yes, I drink. I don't smoke anymore. I cut smoking out of my life completely. I do not smoke. I don't like how it feels. I don't smoke. But I'm going to have a drink or two. And honestly, I'm this close from stop drinking. And I'm 20 years old. Like, because I don't like how it makes me feel. Like, when I drink, I have a ball, right? But the next day when I wake up, I regret a lot of stuff from the night before, because I know I would never did that, said that, or acted like that if I was sober. And I'm really not liking that. So I'm almost really done drinking, you know, but I'm 20, so I'm really taking it easy on myself. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm done drinking and then I'm drinking. I'm just really just taking it slow and easy. I do Bible studies. I'm really just working, living life, and just really just balancing out my life, you know. That's where I'm at. Like, that right now at this point, that's where I'm at. I am finding balance within my life. I am finding what makes me happy. Like, what do I do for myself that makes me happy and content? I'm smiling more. I'm laughing more. You know, that's like small things that I really enjoy. I enjoy to laugh. Like, I love to laugh. That's something that really brings me joy, is when I laugh. I'm happy when I laugh, you know? So, yeah, I guess this really just sums up my little life update, where I've been, and, you know, why I'm back. I just plan on, you know, creating content, hopefully touching younger girls, because I am not your average girl. I'm really not. Like, I have a lot of beliefs. I have a lot of values. I have a lot of morals that I really do stand by. And I just really hope that I can create this content for younger girls and for girls my age to really, you know, just watch and just see. Like, you don't have to be like anybody else. Just be yourself. It's okay to not fit in. It's okay to not have friends. It's okay to be on your own journey. Like, it's literally okay. And I'm also just creating this content for myself to look at when I get old, honestly. So, yeah. Thank y'all for watching this far. If you watched, nobody literally asked for this life update, but I just didn't feel right keep posting without doing it. So I really hope that y'all enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.